Takeo Spikes is a former American football linebacker who played in the National Football League. He played college football for Auburn University. He was drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals 13th overall in the 1998 NFL Draft. A two-time Pro Bowl selection and two-time All-Pro, Spikes also played for the Buffalo Bills, Philadelphia Eagles, San Francisco 49ers, and San Diego Chargers. Spikes is one of only 7 linebackers to achieve more than 200 career starts with the NFL. Only once did Spikes record less than 70 tackles in a season. He has been team captain 13 out of his 15 seasons of play. Spikes has the distinction of playing in 219 regular season games without a playoff appearance, which is the most in NFL history. After retiring from the NFL, Spikes became a media personality. He is currently a football analyst on NBC Sports Network, and he co-hosts Sirius NFL programs. Early years. Spikes was born in Augusta, Georgia. In high school at Washington County High School in Sandersville, Georgia, he earned All-American honors from Parade in USA Today and was named Georgia's Mr. Football by state coaches as a senior. Spikes was also named Georgia Player of the Year as a senior. College career. Takeo entered Auburn University, majoring in liberal arts. In the 1997 campaign, he led Auburn with 136 tackles as Auburn advanced to the SEC championship game where they were defeated 30-29 by the Tennessee Volunteers led by Peyton Manning. Spikes was named MVP for his performance in this game. Spikes was college teammates with productive tailback Stephen Davis. Professional career. Cincinnati Bengals. Spikes entered the 1998 NFL Draft and was drafted in the first round by the Cincinnati Bengals. In his rookie season he started all preseason games and all regular season games. He became the first rookie to lead the Bengals in tackles since James Francis led them in 1990. He also led the team by total snaps played on offense and defense, which added up to 997. In 1999 he was the team captain, playing in all his games as a right inside linebacker and a right linebacker. He forced 4 fumbles and recovered 4, leading the team in fumble recoveries as well. In 2000 he played every game as a right linebacker and recorded 128 tackles. He passed the 100-tackle mark for the 3rd straight time and led the team in tackles and fumble recoveries. In 2001, Spikes started at RLB for all of the 15 games he played that season. He once again led the team in solo and total tackles in the 2001 campaign. Spikes missed Game 5 because of his father's death. Spikes dedicated the season, and the remainder of his professional career to his father. He wrote his dad's name on the tape he wrapped around his wrists for the remaining 12 games of the season. The 2002 season was his final season with the Bengals, as he played all 16 games. In his tenure with the Bengals, he played 79 of a possible 80 games, missing only 1 for his father's funeral. He led the team in solo and total tackles once again and scored his 2nd defensive TD by way of fumble recovery. Following the season, Spikes was given the designated player tag, making him a restricted free agent. After not finishing better than 6-10 during any of his seasons in Cincinnati, Spikes stated he'd rather sign with a playoff contender. Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills signed Spikes to an offer sheet worth $32 million over 6 years, that the Bengals did not match. The 2003 season earned Spikes his first Pro Bowl selection. He recorded 126 tackles, with the addition of a pair of sacks, a pair of interceptions, and a pair of fumble recoveries. On September 25, 2005, Spikes suffered a season-ending tear to his right Achilles tendon while tackling Michael Vick during the Bills' 24-16 loss to the Atlanta Falcons in Week 3. During the first series of the first game of the year, Spikes made a blindside sack on Patriots QB Tom Brady. forcing a fumble which was recovered by Bills pound London Fletcher for a touchdown. The sack and forced fumble were Spikes' only of the season. Philadelphia Eagles. On March 26, 2007, he was traded alongside Kelly Holcomb to the Philadelphia Eagles in exchange for Darwin Walker and a 2008 draft pick. After an effective first season as an Eagle, Spikes' season was cut short in Week 14 when he suffered a torn rotator cuff injury against the Dallas Cowboys, a game the Eagles won 10-6. With emerging linebackers Stuart Bradley and Omar Gaither ready to take over, the Eagles chose not to pick up his team option, thus making him a free agent. Ironically, the Eagles made the playoffs 6 of the previous 7 years before he was traded there, and also the following 3 after he left. However, by not making the playoffs in his lone season in Philadelphia, Spikes had gone 8 seasons without being part of a playoff team. San Francisco 49ers. On August 10, 2008, Spikes was signed by the San Francisco 49ers on the same day they released linebacker Brandon Moore. Spikes was assigned No. 51, with Dontarius Thomas changing from 51 to 56, the number previously worn by Moore. On February 27, 2009, Takeo was re-signed to a 2-year contract. Spikes was team captain in San Francisco all 3 years of play. Spikes recorded 1 sack and 3 interceptions in the 2008 season. In 2009, Spikes recorded 4 sacks and missed 1 game due to an injury on November 1, 2009. In San Francisco, Spikes became famous for his sack dance, as well as Spikes TV and TKO TV. In 2010, Spikes led all linebackers in most attempted tackles per miss. Spikes missed 4 tackles over his 3 seasons with San Francisco. Called Bam Bam and TKO, Patrick Willis and Takeo Spikes were called the dynamic duo. Spikes said, "With Patrick I've always admired how great he wants to be at a young age. That's how he gained my respect. He would always just hound me and ask me questions. He was the sponge and I was the bucket of water. That's why our relationship is bigger than just on the field. He's like a brother to me." After being assured that he would be re-signed by head coach Mike Singletary, the 49ers fired Singletary and decided to go with rookie Navarro Bowman as the starter, making Spikes a free agent once again. Coincidentally, the 49ers also made the NFC Championship game the following season after Spikes' departure. It ended an 8-year playoff drought for the franchise, and the team went to 3 straight NFC Championship games and a Super Bowl over the next 3 seasons. San Diego Chargers. Spikes signed a 3-year contract with the San Diego Chargers on July 26, 2011. Spikes was team captain both seasons with San Diego. On September 11, 2012, Spikes played his 200th career start, earning him membership in a very elite group of linebackers to reach this achievement. On September 30, 2012, he forced Jamal Charles to fumble when playing against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chargers later won the game 37-20. Spikes was released by the Chargers on March 7, 2013. NFL Stats KGP. Games played. Com. Combined tackles. Total tackles. Assisted tackles. Sacks. FF. Forced fumbles. FR. Fumble recoveries. FRYDS. Fumble return yards. Interceptions. IRYDS. Interception return yards. AVGIR. Average interception return. LNG. Longest interception return. TD. Interceptions returned for touchdown. PD. Passes defensed. Personal. According to Spikes, his nickname TKO stands for the Knockout. Spikes has 1 child, a daughter, Jakai Spikes. Several of Spikes' jerseys from the early days of his career are preserved in glass at the Dairy Lane restaurant in Sandersville, Georgia. He is the co-host of The End Zone on Saturday nights on Sirius XM NFL Radio. He was named after Japan's 41st Prime Minister Takeo Miki after Spikes' parents saw a news report. Miki's successor, who was appointed the nation's 67th Prime Minister on December 24, 1976, a week after Takeo was born, was also Takeo. Takeo's younger cousin Brandon Spikes is currently a free agent linebacker in the NFL. Spikes dedicated his entire career to his father shortly after he died. Spikes said, "My father was a good man. Really showed me the work ethic, taught me to feel like you are not entitled to anything. If I can live my life just as he did, even 3/4 of the way he did, then I figure I'll have a pretty successful life." Spikes and T-Boss Tion Watkins dated from 2006 to 2009, and can be seen here in an ESPN The Magazine video. The neck Takeo Spikes is recognized and known for the size and strength of his neck. He's been called the most jacked linebacker in the NFL. Spikes himself measures his neck at 21 inches. At one point in his career he could bench 490 pounds. He was featured in ESPN The Magazine's The Body issue in 2012 with a focus on his neck and trapezius. Philanthropy. Spikes provides mentoring at his annual TKO camp where he inspires young boys and girls to reach their goals. The mission of the camp is to help the participants bridge the gap of taking their goals from dreams to reality. The day-long event gives middle to high school-age girls and boys an opportunity to participate in a basketball camp, football camp, and cheerleading camp with motivational speeches and Q&A with professional athletes. The annual event also includes a financial contribution to the local Washington County, Georgia athletic department.